thing. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, I look like a mess. I just did my hair like a couple days ago, but the problem is like I'm not a pro braider. I'm not a professional, so I don't know. But I put my scarf on at night, but this shit is already looking messed up. I'm gonna have to like take these braids out. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I saw this like YouTube video that you can put it into hot water and it'll fix the braids. So I got it. I probably got to take this out already. But the hair was only $4. I got it on sale. There was a later day sale, so yeah. So, anyways, guys, just to start this video, I did my first day of work and it was great. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's a good job. It's easy. It's simple. It's like just it's great. It's really great. I'm glad. So yeah, so that went well. But I wanted to talk about what I just saw in the news. I want to give warnings to not only the devil, but also to my people. What is going on right now in America? Okay, so I'm wearing my Happy Vibes Only shirt today. Yeah, I'm wearing that. I'm like, oh, happy vibes. Okay, so this is what I have seen. Now, I saw that this man, Ruiz, was murdered. He was killed. And I know Wisconsin is very racist. I can tell. I can definitely tell. I've been gang stalked by these people. I definitely, I know there is definitely some hatred. Here's the thing about it is, I know Yahweh is here, and that is without a doubt. The people that are doing this persecution, they know Yahweh's here. And the thing about it is, there is no way that you can deny. This is not climate change. This is not anything. This tornado that hit down in Wisconsin is nothing more than Yahweh. Let them go ahead and try to say, oh, this is climate change, this is climate change. It is not climate change. And for me, looking at this and seeing this news, seeing how quickly Yahweh has responded, I know Yahweh is here. And Yahweh ain't playing with you devils. This is your last and final warning. Yahweh has responded swiftly. Yahweh has responded quickly. Yahweh ain't playing with y'all. You have just had everything destroyed. And you know what? Let me tell you, I just watched this news story. Oh, y'all, I'm looking. Do you know how silent it was? I was watching how they're cleaning up this mess in Applegate, Wisconsin, and how silent and how quiet this cleanup was. The whole video was quiet. You just hear shit being cleaned up. You just see all the destruction. Now, Yahweh is the most powerful because he is the Almighty. He is the Alpha, the Omega. He is the beginning. I am just so thankful. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Yahweh. Because when I see Yahweh work, this is how I know that my people are about to be rescued soon. We are all about to be rescued. But understand that this shit is getting worse with the racism, with the persecution, because this is about to come to an end. So we found out about Ruiz's murder. I think it was about a couple days ago that we found out about this. Look at how fast Yahweh has responded with this tornado. And this tornado, if you pay attention and you look at the footage, you are going to see that this tornado, there's houses that are mixed with this tornado. There are some houses that have been completely destroyed. There are some houses that are withstanding that have not received this judgment. These houses that have not received this judgment, I'm going to say I strongly believe that these are white people that are not doing this racist shit. That is what I am, that's just my thought. Because if you think about it, with these fires too, you will see these fires will burn certain homes. There are some homes that are untouched. And if you look at Revelation, it will speak of how some people will be left in the field, some people will be taken in the field. Like there's, with the bowls that they release in Revelation, how basically It says, do not scorch this and that, but do not touch the trees. Do not, like, so basically, these houses have been spared. And the thing is, like, it's interesting because when I look at these houses, I just wonder, with these houses that have been spared in this Wisconsin tornado, I am wondering who is in those houses. What are their beliefs? What are their beliefs? Do they like black people? Are they racist? I strongly believe that they have been spared of Yahweh's judgment. Now, I did see one story. I did see two black women. They were talking about how they were scared, how it almost hit their house. But when I looked at Applegate, Wisconsin, I see that this is a 90% white area. This is a 90%. It's got like 4% Hispanic, maybe 2% black or whichever. So the warning that I'm going to let y'all know is this. If you are black and you are living, for instance, okay, so if you are black and you are living somewhere, a predominantly white area or whatever state it is, it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying that if something like this happens again, another black man murdered, another thing on the news, understand that judgment is coming swiftly to that state, to that city, and to that area, and you need to get out of Dodge. This is a time where, and look and see the devil's banging. This is a time where basically you don't want to get caught up in the judgment that is coming for these folks, okay? So basically, there could be more judgment that is coming to Wisconsin. That could just be only a taste from Yahweh. So basically, right now, what I highly would suggest is I'll highly suggest that my people stay together as much as possible. Stay together as much as possible. And hey, what's up? Hey, everybody. Hope y'all doing good. Can you say we love you for for an edit? Oh, I don't know what that means. Wait for Teka. I don't know. Wait, TEKA. I don't know what that is. Yeah, just let me know. But yeah. So what I'm just saying is like, look, at this time, you do not want to get mixed up in this judgment. When it says in Revelation, "Come out of her, my people, so that you don't share in her wicked sins," this and that. Get out of Dodge. So, for instance. Okay, let's say for instance there's a shooting in another state or another city. Flee that area. Flee the state. Flee. I mean, I'm not gonna say like flee the state. Some people can't exactly do that, but I'm just saying like Yahweh is responding really fast. Yahweh is not playing, and I think that the people who are doing this, who are murdering my people off, who are persecuting my people, they are able to see this. Now, what I'm just saying is be very aware of where you are at this time. Be very aware of your surroundings. Be very aware right now at this time because if another one of my people is martyred, if another one of my people is killed, there is going to be swift destruction that is coming to that city, town, state, jurisdiction, area. Yahweh is real close. I think we all know that. We know Yahweh is real close because something is going on with this sun, y'all, where this sun, it is a burning, I mean, this is scorching. This sun is scorching so hot that, like I said, y'all, shit, I even got cracks. Like, my skin is, like, this shit really is no joke. This sun is it's totally different. This is I feel like with this sun, I feel I am watching you energy. There is it's almost like an eye is on us. And I feel like the places that are getting hotter and hotter, that's where God is really zoning in. So for instance, I'll give you all a perfect example. Montana is a very, very, very racist state. And I had spoken to a black man. He said, man, I've been to all 50 states. He's actually a veteran. And he had said, I've been to all 50 states. I experienced racism in all 50 states. I hate this motherfucking Montana. This shit is real racist. Dealt with all kind of racism out of nowhere. He said he was leaving. And that's probably when I should have left too. But, I stayed. And, there's only a few black folks in Montana. And, Montana is being watched. Montana's under judgment. Because that bitch got up to 116 degrees. Okay? And that's how I know that God knows. God knows what has been done to me. God knows what has been done to my people. God is scorching that motherfucker. Okay? The shit that is going on and that is about to happen, it's about to get real ugly, because the thing about it, you have to understand, guys, that these people are prideful. They are wicked. They are not going to repent. They are not going to repent, giving us our reparations. They are not going to repent in any way or form whatsoever. They know. They know in Wisconsin that this tornado is Yahweh's judgment. There is no Jesus in this. There is no Jesus in this. This is Yahweh, the true Almighty God. And there is nothing that they can do about this. Jesus will not save them. Did Jesus protect all their homes from this destruction that just happened? Nope. Nope. Here's where this shit is about to happen. These people have been controlling this system. They have been getting every single thing that they want, right? They have been able to do all this shit, but this shit is now about to change, where our prayers have been unheard for so long and all this, but now our prayers are about to be heard. Their prayers are about to go unanswered, because the truth is, I'm gonna speak about idolatry again. The Bible never ever said for you to worship Jesus as a God. Jesus even said himself, do not worship me as a God. But people are still partaking in this idolatry. And the thing about it is, Yahweh does not play about idolatry. The Old Testament specifically really speaks about how this shit really ain't no joke, and how Yahweh will tear your ass up. Cyclosporiasis, all of this stuff, all of these pestilences and shit is all coming to this colonizer. I had already also mentioned how with the ticks, that's hitting the colonizer, because the thing is, the tick is making it to where the alpha-gal syndrome, they can no longer eat meat, they can no longer eat beef, they can no longer eat these animals that they brought to this land with their colonization. You'll see pigs, cows, all the cattle, all that farming shit, that is all colonization that never was supposed to be brought here in the first place. America is supposed to be hunting. Your food is only supposed to be hunted. And the thing is, they created this whole system, and the thing is, they're doing more and more, like I said, with the water. They're taking all the water away so that you have no means of survival whatsoever when this shit collapses. So that's how this devil knows how to get you. Okay, and the thing about it also with race is, I'm going to mention, they're going to keep you distracted with race a lot. Because the thing about it is, they don't want us banding together and fighting this data centers. They don't want us, when it really comes to where there's no water, they want humans to be divided. They want us to all fight, all this, all that, and like I said, this live, this is not for all white people, because as I had said, there were houses that were untouched. Yahweh can see, I strongly believe Yahweh can see who of those houses were racist, who of those houses hated my people, and Yahweh could see who of those houses was righteous. And I believe that the houses that were left standing were righteous. So essentially, here we have where this is your final warning, racists. This is your last and final warning, because the thing about it is, God is going to eject you out of this land. He's finna get you out your home. You're gonna lose everything. You will lose everything. We have just saw that with this tornado. Just overnight. You kill a black man tomorrow. The next day, motherfuckers, you will see your houses burning down. You will see a tornado. You will see an earthquake. This is your last and final warning. If this has not shown you now to stop killing my people, attacking my people, then there really is no hope for you. But the thing is, this is biblical. This is biblical. They are not going to repent. They know that this is Yahweh. They know this is done by Yahweh. But what they're going to do is there's the part of the Bible where it says they're going to curse God. They're going to yell, like when all of these things start hitting them. All they're going to do is they're just going to have more hatred for black people. They're just going to, some people in this situation might decide, well, damn, my house was destroyed. Maybe I shouldn't have been racist. Maybe I shouldn't have, So it really is just that simple. Just stop. Because the thing about it now is, there is no way that they can defeat Yahweh. No matter how hard they try, no matter what technology that they create, there is nothing that can defeat Yahweh. Nothing. So things are really about to start happening quick the next story that we see of another murder of a black man or a black woman, I strongly believe there will be instantaneous destruction once again. Once again. So I just wanted to make this live to let you guys know that Yahweh is here. This is why all of this stuff is happening. This is why all this racism happened. This is why all of this murder, all this stuff is happening. Because the thing about it is they know that their time is up. The people that are racist, the people that want to destroy and kill my people, they know that their time is up. And if today was not an example of that, then I don't know. So with this live, if you are watching my live and you are racist, yes, I do have racists that get on my channel. I do have stuff like that. That's going on for a while. You should really, really think about that. Really, really think about that because yeah, that's all I could say is like basically we definitely are in end times. This definitely is end times. And the thing about it is the more rapid responses that Yahweh gives, the angrier that these people are going to get. But the thing about it is seeing the cleanup, seeing the silence, seeing the humbled, and the silence of it all. It is just like wow, just quietly taking a broom, cleaning up all that destruction, and so keep hope. Keep hope right now. Keep hope and do not give up. Do not give in. These people are they are trying. I already know. We already know they're trying to kill us. We know that. We know that they're trying to remove us. Trying to all of that stuff. So yeah, I really just wanted to just point that out. So at this time, be very careful. Be very aware if you are, like I said again, if you are in a city or a town where a black man or a black woman has just been murdered. Understand that, like this. So, oh yeah, going back to the women that were in the tornado, the two black women that I saw, like this hit their home because if you're living in a area that is, if you're black and you're living in a predominantly white area, unfortunately, your shit gonna be destroyed too. That's what I'm talking about. Is I'm talking about do not end up in this judgment. You gotta really be planned, really be ready, because the thing about it is, it it's gonna get ugly. This is gonna get uglier. This is gonna get worse. It's gonna really get uglier and get worse. So that is my message on that. Hope you guys are all doing good. If you have any questions for me, just let me know. Yeah. So there's a lot of other stuff that I see going on in the news. This lady, I just saw this lady. She was a black woman that's a bodybuilder, and then they made it so she didn't get the world, whatever it is, world record, whatever. And there's just a lot of hatred, you know, a lot of jealousy, a lot of that going on. And the thing about it is, it just really is. I just don't understand it. I've never understood like jealousy. I've never understood hate. Like I'm just like a very just chill person. I'm happy. I smile. I'm chill, and I just have it where I know that when people see that I'm happy, it makes them so angry. They just cannot stand it. They hate it. So today is a very good day. I am actually very thankful every time that I see the workings of Yahweh. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. And, despite all the stuff that is going on and that we are being put through, I know that I feel an energy shift. I feel an energy shift of things getting better. A lot of the black magic that these people have done, because, you got to think about it, KKK, Grand Wizard. So, of course, these people are doing black magic. They use the Bible to do black magic. They use the New Testament. They do all kind of sick shit. And a lot of this shit, like the thing is, that's what I was saying in my other life is how this KKK, they have this Bible all twisted, like it really is twisted for what it means, like the blood of Jesus, this and that, how like this shit is really a cover. Some of them, this is a cover for Satanism. These people drink blood. They need black organs. Like I said, picnics that they used to have picnics back when they'd hang black folks back in the 50s. And they call picnic because you're picking an end. You know what I'm saying? So like this shit is all being uncovered. Yahweh knows what's going on. Yahweh sees what's going on. Right now it's at a time where like I said, I had to leave Montana. There is not enough black folks out there. I had to leave Montana. I didn't have a choice because all the gang stalking, all the persecution I was going through. I mean, the energy was so bad, and things have greatly changed for me. Things have greatly, but the thing about it is I still ain't out the woods yet, because the truth is the population of my people is so small. We are the smallest population here in America. Every other population of other races, they have, a full population. They all have resources. They all, they're more connected. We are so divided. We are so divided. We are spread out. We are, and that's why like I really wanted to move to Detroit, because Detroit is 70% black. I'm in the West. The West really ain't that black. It really isn't. Like there's black folks on New York, the East Coast. Like I have all y'all messaging me from the East Coast. Hello, what's up, New York and stuff like that. And I really, I would. I'm not going to the South because I grew up in the South. And I got away from the South. I'm not going back to the South. People told me, "Oh, go to Atlanta." I'm not going to the South. I am not going back down south and dealing with them flying motherfucking cockroaches. I am not. So yeah, so I just won't do that. I mean, I would like to go to Atlanta one day. I would like to go to Atlanta. I want to go to Atlanta one day and see what that's like. But other than that, yeah, it really is. It's scary how we're spread out. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying don't get caught up in this judgment. Right now, we really got to stick together. We really got to stay close together. Um, I believe Yahweh. He is a amazing God. So as you can see, like I said, there were a lot of houses that I saw in that drone footage that were not hit. And I don't know. I mean, you got to think about it. That is pretty interesting how this tornado hit and not all the houses were destroyed. Some are still standing. So, Yahweh knows who to target. Yahweh sees everything. He sees what is being done to me. He sees what is being done to my people. And these heat waves and this heat, it really is interesting because there's cicadas here. I didn't know that there. I don't know if there's cicadas usually here. I don't know. There's cicadas are everywhere now. Now the cicadas have shown up to the rest area. So last night the cicadas were at the rest area. There's cicadas now over there. So it's kind of like this state has now become a desert. But if I think this is bad, 90 degrees, like it's 116 degrees that it gets up to in buildings. It got that hot for those days. So it's good I'm out of Montana, because God is gonna really judge this shit. God is really judging this shit. And it really sucks because it's like I wanted to go to Washington State. I see their weather's in the 70s, and I was looking at Washington, Oregon, and I guess it says that you don't get wrinkles as much as you could in Colorado from, because this like I don't know. It's like the UV rays totally different. I have no idea, but I'm about to have to get like that hyaluronic acid. I need it really, like this shit is so, the wind is what has mostly got me too, because it's just constantly windy, these winds and all of this stuff. So you know I am just preparing for Yahweh to rescue. That's what I am preparing for Yahweh to rescue. But in the meantime, I'm living life as best as I can. I'm staying strong as much as I can, despite the persecution that I'm going through. We all know what we go through every single day. Everywhere you go, these people are stalking us, following us, watching us, harassing us at every point in the day. Now, there's times that it seems like it's more. There's times that it seems like it's less. From what it seems like to me right now, it seems like this gang stalking has been less because these people have been warned. They are being warned, and I think that they know that it's time that they better stop trying to touch us. It's time that they better stop trying to mess with us. So I think that they know something is here. I think that they know that something is coming. Um, there's no, I don't think there's any more proof that I need that this tornado that hit Wisconsin is judgment for what has been done according to Ruiz. Not only that, but judgment for America. America come. Yeah. I am so tired. I'm so fatigued, and I'm pretty sure that Yahweh is fatigued. I'm pretty sure. But the one thing that I also want to mention in this live is that if you are black and you are following Jesus, you gotta really rethink this shit. You gotta really. There's nothing wrong with following Jesus. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying, if you believe that He's God, if you are worshiping Him as a God, you gotta understand that Yahweh does not play about that. That this judgment, you can end up getting mixed up in this judgment because it's idolatry. So, I am very blessed, despite the fact that I've been homeless for 6 years, despite the fact that I have had nothing. But the truth is that I really do have something. I have something that they cannot take away. I can survive. I'm a survivor. I can survive this weather 120 degrees. I can survive the weather negative 40 degrees. It don't matter what it is. I can survive. My people can survive. That's the thing about it. That's something that you can never take away the survivor that is within me and that is within my bloodline and within my DNA. Never ever could take that away. So the main thing that people gotta really just be aware of these major cities. I have to be aware of it too. I have to be aware of it too. But my people are in the cities, and I have lived in the mountains for years. My people are not in the mountains, unfortunately. I wish my people would come into the mountains with me. I wish my people would come and live naturally with me, but unfortunately, that is not the case. So for me to be with my people and where my people are at, I have to be in the city. I have to be where the destruction is going to come. I have to be, it is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And, being in the mountains and stuff, I start to miss, my people. I miss, I get lonely and all that. So, yeah. So, the time has really come. And the time has also come to prepare. For me, I'm gonna say that I don't believe in the whole stocking and storing food. I don't believe in all that. You need to listen to what the Bible is saying, which, well, the New Testament. Okay, I'm gonna give the New Testament example. How it says for you when it comes time to leave, when it comes time that this destruction is happening, don't even grab a bag, don't grab anything. Don't grab anything. Because the truth is, like, I did the Continental Divide Trail and I brought all this shit with me and I realized, like, damn, I didn't really need half of a lot of that shit. And you will be carrying extra weight running through these woods, running through this wilderness that you really don't need. You really don't need it. So, I have trained myself in survival. I am a trained self-taught survivalist. There's a lot of things that I've accomplished. I've speared fish. It is all possible. It is possible to adapt to the wilderness from living in the city. I grew up in the city my entire life. How did I get into the Rocky Mountains and spear fish and live all year round and live in negative temps and all that? So it is all possible, and I'm a living example of it. This is my testament. This is my testimony that anybody can survive. Now, the only issue is going to be getting to the parts of the wilderness that still are going to have water, that are going to have water that is safe, water that is untouched. Because the thing is that all this water is being destroyed, and in the reflecting pool in the White House, it just reflects all the water in America right now. All of this water is toxic. All this water is polluted. I don't know if it goes hand in hand with wormwood. Wormwood in the Book of Revelation, but I believe wormwood. I believe that's going to be the nuclear bomb or some kind of bomb that wormwood is, because that's where all the waters will get poisoned and shit like that, but it already is preceding that. It already is all the water is algae. So yeah, so just prepare. Just prepare because the thing about it is, listen, they are not going to stop murdering and killing black people. They're going to continue to do it. More of these natural disasters are going to come, and they're going to come right afterwards. And then I'll just get on this platform and I'll just tell you, well, that was a result of who they killed the other day. But we're going to see, soon we're going to see it where it's going to happen like this, y'all. With how fast Yahweh has responded to this, how quickly and how swiftly he causes tornado and destroyed all their homes. The thing is that the next time that they kill a black man or a black woman, Yahweh's response is going to be faster and faster and faster, to the point where the next time that they kill a black woman in these streets, the next time they kill a black man in these streets, Yahweh finna respond within 1 hour. All the shit's gonna be on fire. Destruction. Destruction. You are going to watch and you are going to see Yahweh respond quicker and quicker and quicker. And that's where things are going to get worse, because they know he's here. They know he's the real God. They know that there is nothing that they can do that cannot defeat him. They cannot. They cannot defeat us. They cannot defeat him. So things are going to get, and the thing about it is they're going to get angrier and angrier and angrier as they see Yahweh's swift response each and every single time. Because yes, it is going to get to where, like I said, it could be within 5 minutes, it could be within 30 minutes that Yahweh responds. You are going to see a tornado hit that city, that town. You're going to see a fire. You're going to see just several houses burned, and you're just going to see shit just happen so fast. It's just going to be like they don't know where it came from. A lot of this shit, they don't know where it came from. And let me tell you something about Bill. We're going to start talking about Bill Gates again. You know, the funniest thing about it is these people will go just to the ends of the earth and say, Bill Gates is responsible for why we got these ticks on our farms. Oh, Bill Gates is responsible for this. Bill Gates. So basically, like, instead of just saying that this judgment is from Yahweh, they just gonna keep saying it's Bill Gates. Bill Gates is their scapegoat. Bill Gates is the fall guy for this devil's judgment. You know, to me, it is incredible. It is really incredible. So they're gonna, but soon they're not gonna be able to blame this on Bill Gates. Soon they're not going to be able to say, "Oh, this is climate change." Oh, this. The thing about it is, it's not. It's really not. Because if you notice, see here, so what happened was in Madison, Wisconsin, right? Yahweh hit Applegate, Wisconsin. There was obviously a reason why Applegate, Wisconsin got hit. Maybe that's where one of the police members was from. Maybe that's where, you know, whatever happened, whatever it may be. God is going to destroy shit. In that state, in that jurisdiction, in whatever way it may be. And you know, like I said, they are not going to repent. This is gonna continue to go on. It's gonna continue, and there's still maybe some of them will. Some of them will. Some of them will realize, oh damn, you know what? I just lost my home, and you know, I think I wasn't doing the right thing. I was being racist. I was being hateful. Let me change. Let me change. Because Yahweh is not going to allow these people to continue to live in America anymore. Look at how many businesses got destroyed in this tornado. He ain't gonna let your businesses stand. He ain't gonna let your home stand. He gonna get you right out your home, and you're gonna be homeless. No insurance is gonna protect you. Jesus ain't gonna protect you. None of that shit gonna protect you. So now I'm seeing here where the time. I'm finally about to see the time. And like I said, guys, these people have worked to get me suicidal. They have worked to try to get me to commit suicide. They not only to me, but to thousands of Black Americans. On top of that, also they have. I heard that there are people in ICE facilities that they are abusing and that they are causing to feel suicidal and drive to suicide. So they have been trying to get me to commit suicide since I was a kid. But you know what? All I had to do was I just had to wait. I had to wait to see what Yahweh is doing. I had to wait to see Yahweh's judgment. And I saw Yahweh's judgment today. And that is where I know keep on going. Keep on going. Just wait. But shit, I was like thinking, I'm like, shit, I wish I had some popcorn up in here. So I've been watching shit on the news. I'm just going to watch Yahweh destroy these races, destroy their communities, destroy their homes, and then be left with nothing. I am not going to give up. I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue to keep on going. I'm going to continue to keep on thriving. I'm not going to end my life because some fucking racist wants to harass me or make my life miserable or steal my money or make things impossible for me. No, I am not. This is a sign for us to all know that Yahweh is here. And like I said, there have been years since I was a child where I have always thought, why am I poor? Where is God? Why doesn't God hear me? My whole entire life, God has not heard me. But you know what? I believe. I believe that God is about to hear us now. God is there. Because the thing about it is you have to understand that the Bible, it speaks all of this in the Old Testament. It talks about how Yahweh turns against us. The reason why Yahweh has turned against us is because my people are following Jesus. My people are choosing to follow a white pagan deity that no, no. So this is why we are being punished. My people haven't been following the law of Moses. My people have been caught up in this matrix, caught up in Denver with materials, money, and bullshit that they don't even need. My people don't want to live primitive. My people don't want to live primitive and live in the wilderness and get away from this devil, get away from this devil's, get away from these police. Because let me tell you something, y'all. Why do you think I got in the wilderness? I have been waiting on that Continental Divide Trail. I said, man, let this bitch get out here. Do you realize how free you are in nature? Black people just don't get it. They're not willing to let go of all this shit and get into nature where they gonna win. Understand, black folks, you will never win in this matrix. You will never, ever, ever win in this matrix. But you can win in the wilderness. This shit, with all these killings and shit of my people, this will never be happening in the wilderness, ever. The one thing about it is when you get deep into the wilderness, and a lot of my people have not had exposure to wilderness. Even me, I didn't get into wilderness until I was 28 years old. Didn't pitch a tent till I was 28 years old. The thing about it, you have to understand that as black people, they put us in inner cities specifically. They put you in an inner city, which is a matrix, a designed, controlled matrix, so that you don't ever get into the wilderness and you don't ever truly follow who you really are and what you really are supposed to be. This isn't going to end until my people decide to leave this matrix and to follow Moses. Even when you look at the New Testament, if you follow the New Testament, even when you look at that, Jesus is basically urging you to go into nature. He is saying, leave all this shit and follow me. Jesus lived in nature. He walked through the desert. He was a nomad. He was also homeless too. A lot of that shit is twisted in the New Testament. They twist shit. They're not really gonna say, oh, like he's a black man. He was homeless. Look at what they're doing to let's see, about 80% of homeless people are black. You have to understand, like I said in my other life, that as the black man and the black woman, we are the sacrificial lamb. We are what they see as Jesus. We are what they want to crucify. The hangings, all of this stuff, this has gone on for a very long time, because the thing about it is, with our blood, these people are able to live eternal life on this earth. They are able to live years way past they're even supposed to be living, off of our organs, our blood. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Fortunately, I had always hoped, maybe I could gather a group of people in Denver and we could just go into the wilderness that people come in the mountains with me. And I don't know, a lot of, the thing is, it's just kind of scary because it's like, well, you know, a lot of people are gonna end up dying if you aren't adapted to this will to the outside. If you aren't adapted to the sun, if you aren't adapted to the cold, if you ain't adapted to this shit, it's all gonna end. This grid is about to shut off. Okay, these are all warnings. This is for real. This grid is about to shut off because the thing about it is it's getting so hot. It's gonna get hotter, and I strongly believe in August it's gonna get hot. I'm hearing like 120, 130 degrees. That's gonna be coming, and it's funny because years ago on my tarot reads, that's what I was getting is that it's gonna get really really hot, and the infrastructure can't handle it. So basically, they're telling people, well, cut your energy off for a while. There's going to be, blackouts, some of the rolling blackouts and stuff like that. So if you are relying upon this matrix, if you are relying upon any of this Chinese technology, I don't care who you are, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it if you can't survive with what is on the land, a blank canvas with what is here on this earth, which is tree, rock, water, wood. It's just all. So basically, it's like all of these things basically are props. Understand, like even when I go in the wilderness now, because the thing is, well, I'm highly adapted because I've been out here for 6 years. But for somebody who is just okay, so let's say tomorrow doomsday happens, right? All right, tomorrow's the end of the world. Everything shuts off, all the power's off, and everything. You got to think about it. Do you know how many people are going to die if this grid shuts off tomorrow? Do you know how many people are going to overheat and die without air conditioning? Do you know how many people are they're just going to die? They told me at the urgent care, they said there are people that are dying right now that are air conditioning. So basically, these are crutches. These crutches are not for my people. My people should not even be using this shit. My people should not even be. All of this stuff is stuff that you do not even. It's all alien. Basically, what's happening is Yahweh is about to bring us back to where it is just you, your spirit, your soul, your body, no materials around it all. Nothing. Because the thing is, it says you cannot bring money into heaven. All these materials, you ain't gonna bring. You're not gonna be able to bring all this shit. Start getting into your primal human energy is what you need to get into because this shit is real. Get into your primal human nature. That's the thing as well. So going back to inner cities is, you know, I was born in the city. I was born, I should have been born in the Rocky Mountains. I should have been born in the wilderness in the forest and all that. My whole entire life, I wanted to get out of that. Living in some ugly ass city with some concrete buildings. That shit ain't natural. And the thing about it is, I look and I see how, like, basically generations and generations of my people grew up in these inner cities, or not even just an inner city, just a city, period. And it's kind of like, there's just no reason to be up in these cities like this when we can have freedom in the wilderness. That's what Moses did. Moses led the slaves out of Egypt. That was the whole goal. And hey, what's up, gang? Gang Stop Talk with AJ. Hey, what's up? Good evening. Yeah, I hope you're doing good too. Thanks. Yeah, it's good to see you. Because I actually had just saw that I got the message there. So I hope you're doing good. Sorry, I just was just talking about all this stuff going on. But you know what? I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I know that this is coming to the end. This is really coming to the end. Right now, be very careful who you trust, be careful who you associate, watch your food, watch your water, watch everything. Everything. Because this is basically like a harvest. Like this is like a harvest time killing. But it's gonna get worse once the grid shuts off. Once the grid shuts off, that is when it is gonna get real. Because the thing is, like I said, these people need this shit to survive. So essentially, me and other homeless people are already adapted due to the fact that, first of all, we don't have air conditioning, we don't have heater, we don't have any, especially the homeless that are on foot. They're exposed to elements every single day. Every single day, exposed to the elements. There's no indoor. You have to start looking at indoors. Like indoors really is not. It's not going to protect you. The Bible even says how that people are going to hide in the rocks. People are preparing shit, but you ain't gonna be safe in the building. I don't care who you are. And you can stock up food. Hey, back when I lived in California with my family, I was starting to stock food up, and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna stock shit up, okay? But no, it ain't gonna work like that. You gotta logically think about it. That food is gonna run out. Eventually, you are gonna have no choice but to go into the wilderness. So prepping, doing this prepper shit and that shit, it's only temporary. Yes, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying don't prepare food. I'm not saying don't stock food. But what I'm just saying to you is it is temporary. It is completely temporary. That food supply is only going to last you it could last you, depending on how much food and how much supplies you have stocked up, it's only going to last you for most likely a month, 2 months, depending. No matter what, you will be pushed into nature. You will be pushed into the wilderness, food and water to survive. These inner cities are set up. These cities are set up. Artificial parks, artificial dirt. There is nothing that is real. So I urge my people. I've had to do it alone. I followed Moses by myself. I went into the wilderness, and I can survive. I can lead. I can teach survival. All of it. Self-taught. There's a lot of shit I can do in nature. So yeah, that's just a live that I just had to bring this message. Thank y'all so much who have watched this live. I just had to go ahead and speak about this. So I am basically, I have a backpacking bag. I have a good backpack, but I even have to go through those supplies, and I gotta look at that shit. I gotta look, because it's like, I have a bunch of dried fruit. I've done this before, and the thing about it is you have just you're gonna get sick of that shit, eating that shit. You're gonna get tired of it after a while. So it's kind of like I really have to get my bug out bag prepared. There's things that I need to prepare for. And the thing about it is I don't ever really feel comfortable, in the matrix in the city, because it's kind of like there's always that point, well, something happens, it's going to be harder to get out of this. That's why it's kind of already good to already be set into nature. In the New Testament, basically, Jesus warns. He says, basically, you need to flee to the mountains before Judea surrounds, before the armies are surrounding Judea. So, pretty much, in the city, can I say you are a sitting duck? Kind of. You kind of are. In a way, kind of. You don't ever want to be too close to people. You don't ever want to be being in a building. You are at so much more risk than you are being outside of a building. These buildings really are not designed to protect you. And when I look at Revelation, I look and I see how basically they're what they're gonna want to do is, we all know Rex 84, concentration camps, stuff like that. We already know that they most likely, this is their plan, or this is what they have set up. Revelation talks about it, how they're gonna basically lock many of us up. Many of us will die. And the thing about it is, it is the reality. We already see what's going on in America. I'm seeing my people being slaughtered every single day. I'm seeing my people being killed. So, this is all biblical. And I have to realize, like, okay, this is all biblical, but, and I am blessed for Yahweh. I'm blessed also that I learned that idolatry, I learned it's a sin. I had to quickly like learn all this stuff. But then again, like I mentioned to you guys, I'm blessed because my mother didn't teach me about Jesus. She didn't ever have us pray to Jesus. It was always God. We never spoke of Jesus. So I am blessed. I am blessed for that, because the thing about it is, I would never want to raise my child into following idolatry. I would never want to raise. I don't want my child to be set into something that goes against God. Yeah. So get ready. There is a miracle that is coming. There's a change that is coming for me and for my people. It is coming. It is coming. And just like I said, just a couple days ago, or week ago, whatever, that I felt so down, like giving up and all that, and but I can't. I can't give up. I have to continue to see Yahweh's work. I have to continue to see the vengeance that Yahweh is bringing. And to know now that Yahweh sees what is being done to my people, to know now that Yahweh hears what is being done to my people, I'm blessed. This is why I am making this live, also to warn my people about this idolatry, warn my people about worshiping Jesus as a God. Like I said, Jesus is a great man. He never said for you to worship him as a God, though. So basically, now that Yahweh is here, the real true God, this means that the thing about it is this: a lot of it is a matrix, anyways. These people pray to Jesus and then they get what they want, but the truth is that they really never got that stuff from the true God. Basically, all of these churches are set up as a cult where you pay tithe. You pay tithe and you pay money, and basically, supposedly, you can sin and whatever, and then the sins are all cleared away on Sunday, or whatever the hell it is. But all that I know is that the truth is, all the religious people, the big Joel Osteen, and all these people that have all of this money, all these Christians that have all of this money, they didn't really get that from Yahweh, though. They really that really, it came from stealing, it came from killing, murdering, colonizing. None of it came from Yahweh. But the truth is that the real gifts, the real true promises that Yahweh has in store, that's coming to my people. There have been times where I felt, well, Yahweh has forsaken me. He has forsaken us all. He's gone away. And just a very sad feeling. Just a very, I guess it's just kind of like, I'm just trying to understand this myself too, of why my people are under these curses, under this judgment, under all of this. But the real truth of it is, I now know why. I know why this is happening, because the truth is, my people have been bowing down. My people have been following the New Testament. My people have been turning the other cheek. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm from California, and we do not fucking play. So, for instance, with these shootings and shit like that, there's shit that, like I said, black people are way nicer than back in the 90s. Oh, we will burn you try shit, we will burn your whole, we'll get all that Asian shit out of the neighborhoods. All that. Let me tell you, we real folks from California, we do not play. We will burn your shit the fuck down. And that's the one thing about it is, there's been something that's been going on where a lot of my people are trying to basically, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. My people are basically not fighting back, and a lot of these kind of stories I see and stuff, it's like basically it's kind of like my people will just sit and record it and not fight back. No, no, no. Because the thing about it is, look, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be fully honest on how I feel here. I don't give a shit if somebody fucks with me or you fuck with my people. You fuck with. I will f you. I don't give a fuck what you can record me. You can put me on camera. I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I feel like in kind of a way, all this stuff is being done to my people, and my people kind of aren't really fighting back in the ways that we should be. We know what we're capable of. We all have the power to fight back. And I believe that is one of the biggest reasons why Yahweh is punishing us. We are sitting back and turning the other cheek, following this goddamn fucking white Jesus in this New Testament while we get slaughtered off and killed. Why are black people doing that shit? Why? I know this is gonna sound really crazy, y'all. I'm a Libra. I'm blunt and I'm honest, and I'm just gonna say I don't know why there has not been a black mass shooter yet. There was that one years ago. He was a cop. He was an ex-cop or something, and I think he shot like a couple people, but it never was like a mass shooting. The thing about it is, I feel like people say, okay, well, all mass shooters are white people, but let me tell you something. I already was honest in my other lie. If I had a gun or if I had a rifle, pow, 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 I'm talking like machine gun shit. Machine gun fucking shit. So not all black folks are just gonna just sit back and take shit. Not all, they're gonna say, oh, I'm a savage, I'm violent, or say whatever. But the thing about it is, yeah, if I had a gun, I would be the first black female shooter. And for years, I felt that way. That's why I can't get a gun. Because if I get a gun, they're going to be, it's going to get real ugly. So I just feel like, I'm not ever concerned about some sorry ass motherfucker trying to think I'm violent or whatever. But first of all, if you were antagonizing me and my people, do you really think I give a fuck when I fight back? Oh my gosh. Because that's the whole goal of these people. What they're doing is they are doing this shit. They antagonize nonstop 24/7 hours a day. And then the minute that you fight back and you win, because of the fact that, I mean, we just have to be honest. I'm just going to be fully honest. The black race is supreme. We are the first people that were here on this earth. The black woman is all of these other races that disrespect me would not even be here if it wasn't for me. These people the time is about to come where y'all about to all be on your knees bowing down to me. You're going to be bowing down to other black women. You are going to be on your fucking knees because every single one of you would not even exist. The more and more black people and black women that they kill, the more and more that their existence is being destroyed. You can't kill the blueprint and not think that something isn't going to happen to you. You cannot continue to kill us and not think that a tornado. You see, the thing about it, these people really think they're safe. The funniest and the most egotistical and prideful thing to me is how they think they're safe by that Yellowstone. Yeah, look at these folks. They got all this expensive shit. They got all of these expensive houses, all of that built up by a motherfucking active volcano. Good thing I got out of Montana because that's not my judgment. That judgment ain't for me. That judgment is for them. They're stupid enough to build their shit all around an active motherfucking caldera. And then they're going to see when that shit blows up. Because China, the scientists in China have already said that volcano finna erupt. But the thing about it is it's just the egotistical, the pride or whatever it is that these people really think that they're safe. And then when the shit ends up like blowing up and they lose everything, that it'll be like, oh my God, there's a disaster, save us, or so I'm not getting caught up in that judgment. You got to really pay attention to where you're at right now. California, Seattle, the whole coast, be very aware, and be very mindful of that, because that a lot of this shit is a floodplain. You know, I even got to think about where I'm at, because I'm the areas that there's a flood area. There's areas where floods happen around here, so I have to kind of, so that's. But just know that you are protected by Yahweh, and if you feel like you need to move somewhere instantly, or you feel, listen to Yahweh, because Yahweh is gonna move you to the right place at the right time. Trust me, you gonna dodge some shit. He will get you. I'm picking up on a lot of people are gonna move from somewhere, and then this disaster is gonna hit, and that's gonna be like, oh, by the grace of the Lord, I got out of there before that disaster happened. So be prepared. Be prepared, because it's really, it's getting real. So thank y'all so much for being with me. What's up, Gang Talk with AJ? I don't know if you're still here. Hope you all doing good. I just had to make this live, because I just had to just let people know how close Yahweh is, how Yahweh is watching right now, and how angry these people. Because if you notice, it's almost like these people are getting more evil, more wicked. They're getting worse and worse and worse day by day by day. And there's a reason for that. Yeah. The thing about it is they don't want to recognize Yahweh. They don't like hearing his name. They don't want to recognize him. And it all is, so yeah. All right, guys. So that is my live. I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm probably gonna get ready to go get some dinner and everything. I'm gonna see what other. I gotta think of what other updates I have for y'all. But I decided to come here. I'm in the library again, so yeah, I'm in the library. I'm just watching outside. Like, there's a little park over here and everything, so I'm just looking at stuff. But yeah. There's also another thing I wanted to talk about, is how a lot of shit is happening where they are. I don't know if this is only certain states, but I know that they want to do this in Montana. So they're passing a bill to make daylight savings time permanent. And you have to think about it. If they're going to make daylight savings time permanent, they know that something is here. They know that something is coming. They know it. And I think that they've known it for a couple years, because I think they were trying to pass this making daylight savings time like permanent some other time. Like they were going to make it like it's all going to be daylight, whatever it is. Daylight savings. I think that's what called, whatever it is. So by them doing that, that just lets you know that basically this sun is not going to stop shining. We are not going to have a winter. If you thought we didn't have a winter this winter, we're most likely never going to have a winter again. I am just being fully honest on what I see, because every winter I'm noticing there is less and less and less and less snow. And this winter, we all know that this has by far been the worst winter. So pay attention to what they're doing with this daylight savings time. Because I think I was mentioning this in my other live, how I'm trying to find I shared this video, and this guy was talking about how there was something in the Bible where they mentioned daylight savings time. And then I think I looked it up, that it was a battle. I don't think it was David. I don't know who it was, but there was a battle where there was something where the time, so like basically like daylight savings or whatever, was extended specifically for this battle or something like that. I gotta try to look at the Bible again to see what it is, but yeah, that means something. So that means that I gotta look at the Bible again to reference on this, on seeing on how, because I think it mentions the days getting longer. I know it mentions about the sun being darkened though. I don't know, but that's like in the New Testament. But I know, I think also in the New Testament, I'm not sure if it says the days will get longer, something about the sun, or the days shorten, or something like that. I gotta look at all that stuff. But yeah. So just stay up, stay aware of these natural disasters, stay aware of where you are, know that Yahweh's judgment is swift. be very careful where you are. That is just my warning this live. Because, like I said, this shit was a touchdown. This shit, damn. Y'all, whenever I see Yahweh work, when I see the retribution, when I see I'm in awe. I'm just amazed. So we are yet to see more workings from Yahweh. Keep praying, keep faith, keep strong, and know that Yahweh is here. Because, like I said, I have for years have wondered why, even when I prayed to Jesus, prayer was never heard, because that's not who I was meant to pray to in the first place. Yahweh does. There are times that I feel as though Yahweh doesn't hear me, but Yahweh does hear me. Yahweh hears me. But now Yahweh is really here. Yahweh is really hearing. Yahweh, basically, Black Americans right now should be so blessed, so thankful, because of the fact of what we are seeing, what Yahweh just did in Wisconsin with that tornado. Seeing it. Because the thing about it is, there is no justice in America. These laws are all designed to protect this devil. There is no law and order, but you know what? Yahweh is going to bring that law and order. That is Yahweh's law and order right there. A couple days later, a week later, boom, tornado, lost everything. These are the final warnings. These people refuse to repent. They refuse to pay back what they have stole, what they owe. Just do the right thing. It's so much easier to just do that, because the thing about it is, like, this is the window where I'm gonna warn you, racists. Like, you don't really have much time left. Repent of your wicked ways. Stop your racism. Give what is owed. But like I said, only a few people may turn to Yahweh. Only a few people are gonna repent and do the right thing here. But this basically is like the final warning. And this is something that I believe that Yahweh wanted me and my people to see how swiftly he is answering, and how swift his judgment and his destruction will come upon America one more time. Because I'm thinking of that Revelation story where I don't know, something about two prophets being murdered, or whatever it may be. I just know that it's really like this shit is really here. It is really like, yeah. So that is my message. I at this point, I just cannot lose faith. I see the work. There are times though that I'll end up like, feeling whatever energy, they hit me with all kinds of energy, different dark energy. They're hitting me with radiation. They've been doing that for years, causing me headaches, hitting me with dark energy, all that kind of stuff. But it's all about to end. I believe Yahweh is taking away their capabilities for a lot of these energy weapons, these directed energy weapons, and shit like that. They're losing a lot of their capabilities. So yeah. So as I mentioned, I mean, this live isn't just for my people. This is for everybody. It is time to get right. I've had to get right. I've had to get right with God. I finally stopped smoking cigarettes. These people got me so depressed where, I was a chain smoker for a year. I'm getting right with God. I'm trying to change my diet. These people have driven me to drink at times, or it's like, sometimes I'd be so depressed I'd go get something to drink, but I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. I'm not going to kill myself because these people are working to make me miserable every single day. So my people, if you are drinking or being driven to, smoke cigarettes, just quit it. If you can, just ask Yahweh, because the thing is, I feel like Yahweh has removed these toxic habits out of my life. He's not going to let me drive myself to bad health, or because that's what these folks want. They want you in bad health. They want you fat. They want you sick. They want all of that. So, I'm working on getting right with God myself, getting right with Yahweh. And I'm letting Yahweh show me what He's doing. Yahweh shows me we have a very tight, very strong relationship. And these people have tried to break that. These people have tried to destroy that, but there's nothing that they can do to stop it. And I've been persecuted for following Yahweh. I've been persecuted for speaking about the law of Moses, word of Moses. I've been persecuted for that. And like I said, there is no way that you will basically put a knife to my throat or a guillotine to my throat and try to get me to worship an idol. I will, no, it ain't gonna be like that. It's just not gonna be like that. So, just understand what is coming. Understand that these natural disasters are gonna get worse because they aren't gonna stop. Even after these racists, who I know I'm being gangsta, I'm being targeted, all that. I've been targeted for years. I see this video, I know that they still aren't gonna connect the dots. They're still not gonna connect the dots. They're still not gonna stop. They're still not gonna repent. Yeah. They have to be very afraid. They have to be very afraid. They know what is going on. They know why they have to put this bill in for daylight savings time or whatever the thing is, that sun ain't gonna stop shining. It is watching them. And when you see that video, that van, of that, he had all that Christian stuff. I was at the Walmart and I showed you guys the short where he put on his van and said, God is watching you. God really is. Like, I really do feel like with this sun, the way it is so bright, it's like this, like almost silverish, like whitish light, and it is scorching. It's burning. This shit is not a joke. And you got to think about it. So before I end this live, really think about this heat right now. Really think about how when you're out in this heat and you start feeling sick and stuff like that, understand that eventually with this heat, that is like God watching. So everything that's in your system, everything that you are eating can be seen. Like pork, shellfish, alcohol, drugs, anything that is unclean that is within your system with this sun, you will burn, you will scorch, you will be eaten. I'm talking for real. Because the thing about it is you have to understand that this sun there's a lot of shit this sun don't mix with. There's a lot of shit that this sun don't mix with. So that's why I'm saying and saying, like, be very careful what you are eating, be very careful with what you are putting in your body. Because, like, I would say eat just the cleanest that you can. Like, if you could get good quality meat, well, of course, I mean, it's expensive. It's hard to get all that stuff, but just meat, vegetables, and fruit. Just mostly like all natural foods, like stuff that is of nature. Processed foods are not going to mix with this heat, so it's only going to get worse. And the more and more that your body is going to reject these foods, that your body is going to, because what's happening is with that sun, with that UV light and everything, and if you have, okay, let's say that you ate some buttered popcorn with some margarine in it, that hydrogenated oil, all those chemicals and preservatives that are in that or in whatever food, whatever it may be, the sun is going to really affect you with that shit. So that's why I'm saying right now it's at a time where, but you may even be at a point with this heat where like you aren't even hungry at all. And you just only want water. That's kind of what I've been going through too. I don't even want to eat. I don't have an appetite anymore. Like my appetite is basically, I mean, there's times that I get an appetite, but my appetite, I don't really have one anymore because of this heat. I don't. It's like all I really want is just water, and that's it. So that's mostly all that I do during the day is I just drink water. I have this whole big old bottle, so I drink like 2 of these or so. But the only thing is, I think I might not have enough sodium, so I gotta kind of watch out for that. But yeah, so it really is it's getting crazy. And I kind of been bad. Hey, I'm guilty of shit myself. I like diet soda. Sometimes I'm just craving like a diet soda. So I know that doesn't mix. I know that doesn't mix with the sun. I know all that. So basically, right now, I feel like it is just about getting as pure as possible, getting right with Yahweh. If you have basically followed idolatry in any kind of way, repenting for that sin. Because unfortunately, basically, like 90% of these churches are going to be judged, 80% of these churches are going to be judged. Basically, everybody is going to be judged. A lot of people are going to be judged. And the thing about it is, I really would recommend for people to read the Old Testament and read what Yahweh says are the punishments for idolatry. Really go back to the Old Testament and really read about that. And really, because the thing about it is, I know I reference the New Testament a lot, but part of it, I believe part of it, a lot of it is written by man. I really strongly do. I believe that it is twisted. I believe that it is. First of all, the one thing that I really don't like about the New Testament is I don't like how they say Jesus is greater than Moses. That's the one that is no, hell no. You want me to believe that Jesus is better when Jesus turned his cheek? Is telling you to turn the cheek, telling you to sit there and take this abuse and be a slave and be all that whole New Testament is written for slavery. It was given to all indigenous tribes. And you're going to tell me that that's better than Moses? Moses beat the fuck out of the slave master that was hitting his people. Moses took his people out into the wilderness and got them the fuck away from that. But no, the New Testament, all that it wants you to do is it wants you to sit on your ass, wait for Jesus to fall from the sky, and just keep getting beat, keep getting killed by police instead of taking your ass, walking out into the wilderness, and getting the fuck away from it and having freedom. This is why my people are in the fucking predicament they are in, and it is so sad. Because my people are they're attracted to what's shiny. They're attracted to all this fake matrix shit, man. Unfortunately, a lot of my people are. A lot of my people they gonna come out of this. Oh, I'm gonna be out here. I don't got this. I don't got this amenity. I need amenities. That's why my mom say I'm not going camping. I gotta have an RV. I need a shower. I need amenities because my people is enslaved right now. They're enslaved. My people are enslaved. And I got myself the fuck out of slavery. I got out of the city. I got away from this shit. I got into the wilderness and self-taught survival. So if this bitch tries to come out into the wilderness and fuck with me, their body's just gonna be littered. I can bring these motherfuckers out in this forest. You don't even get it. Black folks just don't get it. They want to follow Jesus. They want to follow something that they ain't even supposed to follow in the first place. My people should only be reading the Old Testament. They should not be reading this New Testament. And then the New Testament also says, well, all of these unclean foods, they're now clean because of Jesus. I just read that on AI today when I looked on Google. I said, all of these unclean foods are deemed clean in the New Testament because Jesus deems that they're clean. It really is like, no. And that's why I truthfully only follow the Old Testament. Because you're not going to tell me what was deemed in the first book, now all of a sudden is clean. How all of a sudden you going to come out and you're going to say all of a sudden, oh, pork and shellfish are clean? You have to think about it. A lot of Christians eat pork. They all eat pork. They eat tons of pork. That shit is disgusting. It's gross. It's really disgusting. Pork is a disgusting, unclean animal. And every time that you eat pork, every time that you eat shellfish, you remain unclean until the next day. I look at these videos, I watch my people eating pork, watch my people eating these shellfish, eating these parasites, and I'm just thinking, damn. I mean, shit, hey, I grew up in California. I love crab, I love shrimp, but I was getting sick. I was in and out of the hospital. I didn't know shrimp was doing that to me. You know how many thousands of dollars of medical bills that I have from eating unclean food, eating freaking shrimp, crab. So now it's at the point where like if I eat any shrimp, I'll be in the ER. If I eat any shellfish, any of that stuff, I'll be in the ER. So like basically, this isn't it's not going to be for everybody. Not everybody is going to want to follow this. Not everybody's going to want to clean. Not everybody's going to because are unclean, and a lot of it is foods. Also, these foods that we're eating are all this is all colonizer shit. So that's why like I don't really eat meat. I don't really eat too much meat anymore now. Because now this beef has like some screwworm. There's a lot of, like I said, there's pestilences that are coming. So on top of that, the land being scorched, all of this stuff is all judgment. Yahweh's taking everything away. There's about to be nothing that these people are left with. And that's where it's really going to get ugly. Because they're going to feel like that by taking their life, that they will be able to work like that. It ain't going to work like that. So, everything, the position that we are in as a people right now, we cannot be too angry at ourselves because we basically kind of were raised, in this country. Oh, believe in Jesus, believe. But the thing about it is, now it's time to come home. It's time to come home to Yahweh. It's time to wake up and realize that Yahweh is our God, not Jesus. It's time for us to wake up and realize why Yahweh has punished us. Because of the fact that Yahweh is very disappointed. We all have the power within our hands to follow Moses' law and to come and turn back to Yahweh. And the thing about it is, I hate that it's most likely only going to be the time that there's finally destruction that my people are going to realize, okay, well, we got to go to the mountains. Because, it's kind of funny. Well, my ex, told you guys about my ex. I'll just tell you what my ex said. So my ex is like, yeah, like, fuck that. I'm not going to the wilderness until shit hits the fan. Like, basically, he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not dealing with all that until it happens. But, that's where this shit gets real dangerous. Is waiting until it happens. Waiting until this is how they're able to get you. Because you ain't in the wilderness where you was supposed to be in the first place. We all know this shit is unnatural. And this ain't just this ain't just about my people. This is about white people too. I've had white people tell me, well, I want to live like you do. I want to live naturally. I want to learn survival. I want to learn how to forage. I know all these plants. I know what you can eat in the wilderness. I know how to spear fish. There's a lot of shit that I know out in the wilderness. I know it like the back of my freaking hand. I know these mountains like the back of my freaking hand. If anything happens, I know where to go. I know what to do. I know how to survive. I can survive on stinging nettle, wild onions, and water, and that is it. As long as there is water. So living water, I know I'm kind of going to the New Testament. I'm going kind of back and forth. Like, water is mentioned in both parts of the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament. Water is sacred. Water is healing. Like, you really, truthfully don't need food. You can be in the wilderness for a while and not have food. And if you have the water, good, I'm talking, but you have to get deep into the wilderness. The same way that Moses led our people, Israelites. And the only thing about that is, if you don't have faith and belief in Yahweh, and you don't believe in yourself and believe how powerful and how strong Yahweh made you and how powerful you are that you can survive, you just ain't gonna make it. I wouldn't even be here today if it weren't for Yahweh. I never would have accomplished everything I've accomplished in those mountains. I wouldn't have been able to survive all these years in those mountains by myself with just a tent, nothing. So the answer is Moses. Moses is the answer. And this is the one thing that they don't want you to truly connect with what you're supposed to connect with. And unfortunately, a lot of my people are taking part in this idolatry, following this Jesus instead of following Yahweh. And yeah, I'm just here. I'm just here to let you know why we're being punished. Why we are why you know the curses of poverty, the curses of all of this stuff. Because the truth is, we really wouldn't have any of this in the wilderness. We really would not. We'd be building our own homes. They got gold out there. You know how much shit's out in the wilderness? You know, that's where all the treasure is. This shit is meaningless. When you realize how much, you know, do you know that water is worth more than gold? Water is worth more than this money. Water is the number one, it's worth more than diamonds. Water is the number one resource that we all need. And people are going to realize that. People are going to realize that water is worth more than, basically, without water, there is no life. Full fact. Without water, there is no life. You have to understand right now, everybody, I don't give a fuck who you are, I don't care what race you are, but you would not be here without water. All of this stuff, all of this shit is distractions. Look at this shit right now. Look at this cat. You see that? See how this black cat just came walking by? Just out of nowhere? Oh, she looks like she's pregnant. She looks pregnant. Yeah, she's got her stomach. So, okay, so that's a cat with the white, so those cats actually, if you look up different breeds of cats, I know that breed of cat is a cat that, okay, so they say that the cats that have, that are black cats that have a little bit of white, like pieces of white, like I think white chest, white paws, those cats actually on the full moon, they appear invisible. So they can become invisible for an amount of time. I have to do more research on it again. It was so interesting because my mom was taking care of a cat like that. And yeah, that cat just came by and I kind of just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh, what was I talking about? I don't have anybody in here to tell me what I was talking about. Okay, let me get back to thinking what I was talking about. Shoot. That cat came, okay, the cat came at the time I was saying something. I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, basically like yeah, I hear those cats can go through like different worlds or whatever, but yeah, these this is so weird. I hear like this weird like banging on the wall. It's kind of strange, it's kind of weird, but yeah, that's what I'm saying is okay, so maybe that oh about the water, that's right. So the plants need water, the animals need water, and every single day I look at all the algae that's in the water. And I just think like, damn, like I was looking at the ponds around here and I was thinking, damn, like I mean, we should really be going down into those ponds and like getting nets, like to clean up, like netting up the algae and then cleaning it up and making, you know, caring about this environment. But nobody really, I mean, we basically are fighting for all the wrong things. And the thing about it is like we are so distracted. All of this stuff is distractions while these aliens take all of our water. And the thing about it is, like I said, I don't care what race you are. White people need water, black people need water to survive. And without it, we will die. But that is not just that, it's all race. We all need water. Animals need water. So understand, like I was saying, this is what I put in my other message was yes, water in a moment. When it really comes to where we're out of water, you are gonna realize that water is worth more than anything. Money, food, gold, diamonds, all that. Because yes, water is your lifeline. And without water to drink, especially with all of this heat that we're going through, it's going to be a very ugly situation. So, you know, I have to go back kind of to work with my abduction, guys. I was abducted by this reptilian, this brown reptilian, and they're all, well, there's some of them that are more brown. They have different shades of color, but yeah, I call them the brown reptilian. And the brown reptilian had told me, he said that there's going to come a day that all these natural disasters are going to happen. He told me all these earthquakes are going to come, tornado, like everything is going to go off. He told me, do not go into any FEMA centers. He also told me that there's going to be a day that's going to come that I don't need any food at all and I don't need water. And I don't know why the alien said that, but the alien told me that basically like all of this stuff is already in my DNA. It's embedded in my DNA. I was put through, the thing that sucks is they deleted all of the true alien websites, videos and everything, all of the true alien information. And it's a certain thing that they do, it's a certain name, and they hook something to your brain. They do these kind of tests. So they put you through a scenario, so they were putting a lot of testing of like end times, or like basically it would be like I had this big ass gun, and then it was so strange, this girl named Janicia that was working at my job at a movie theater, like she's like in this thing, she's got a big old gun too, like we're holding these AR-15s and we're like in the wilderness, and then next thing I know, these like Middle Eastern men started chasing us, and then we had to run, and I don't know, there were a lot of survival scenarios that I went through, and survival stuff, all of this, it was really crazy. It was like one time there was this one stimulation where it was like I had to drive through all of the roads in California were all cracked. Like every road was, it just cracked. And basically it was, a lot of these were tests on psychic abilities or something. So when I was in LA and driving, for some reason, young Pharaoh was in the seat next to me. I don't know why, through the stimulation. And basically it was like I had to drive through these streets. And it was strange because, okay, so for some reason, somehow, I basically found my way through these streets and didn't end up on the street block where they to navigate my car psychically through the streets that were not cracked all through the middle. So there were a lot of simulations that I went through. There was a stimulation that I went through where it was like I was in this FEMA center. I don't know, it was like a Walmart or something. And next thing I know, something happened where this big yellow light came and we just all got incinerated. Like basically, God, I don't know. Look, I don't know if God's in it. I don't know if God was involved with this. I don't know why these aliens showed me this stuff, but I was shown a lot of destruction. I was shown the guillotines. They had this guillotine fall on my neck and cut me, basically showing me like I guess what is to come. And a lot of the stuff that like you see people talking about FEMA and things like that they're gonna round everybody up. Yeah, I do strongly believe that it's coming. Going back to Revelation and going back to if they do decide to lock us up like Rex 84 or concentration camps or something like that, I believe that is to try to hide us from the Most High Yahweh. So they know that the Most High Yahweh is here, right? They know that the Most High Yah is coming to save us. It's not Jesus that's going to save us. It's Yahweh that is going to save us. And they know that. And the thing about it is they're going to want to take us away from them. For instance, I just saw, let's see, black man defends himself, and the next thing you know, he's locked up for 40 years or so, or whatever, stuff, these stories and stuff like that. And you have to realize that a lot of this is obviously to take us away from Yahweh, because Yahweh's coming. So, I don't know, guys. I would like to know your thoughts. I would like to know what you believe is going to happen, or what, I know that it's going to get worse before it gets better. I know that things are really crazy right now, but like I said, there still is this vibrational shift that I feel. I feel Yahweh's energy. I feel Yahweh's strength. I feel faith even though everything that's been done to me, I mean, they destroyed my car. They did all this shit to my car. They did, I mean, all the stuff that I've been through, to go through financially. They try to get me to sacrifice myself multiple times. Try to get me to sacrifice myself this July with, but it was even months before that. They were trying to sacrifice me, I guess, also with the fact that breaking my, car, so my air conditioner doesn't work, so I overheat, and then brakes unsafe, all the stuff that they've done to my car. Yahweh has protected me because I left this white supremacist mechanic with my water pump broken. That was what was wrong the whole entire time. And basically, like, I mean, there's so much danger that I could be in every day. Like my car could, all kind of stuff can happen. But Yahweh knows, Yahweh sees it, Yahweh is protecting me, and I am just so blessed for that. I'm so thankful. It's basically like Yahweh has really worked in a way to like defy the odds. Like these people get a lot of material wealth, they get a lot of money and stuff like that. But the thing about it is they don't have protection like we do. They don't have the kind of, there's things that they don't have that they want that we have. I've been poor my entire life, but somehow, like, Yahweh has always worked it out for me. He's worked it out, with my family. Like when we didn't have money for food, somehow we made a way. Somehow, and that's the thing about it is I look at it and I think how, like, it kind of makes me almost want to cry because it's like my mom would be struggling to take care of us because my father wasn't there, and then always trying to get food on the table and like not having any money, and then somehow like God would always work it out. So like we never had to starve or anything. Because my mom, like, she never wanted us to grow up hungry. Because like my grandma, she grew up hungry, like starving and stuff like that. Like she told me stories about how like they would eat syrup sandwiches, like mayonnaise sandwiches and stuff like that. And yeah, so like Yahweh's always protected me. He's protected my people, and despite the fact that like we've been poor and that we don't have anything, and I just get emotional about it because it's like it's just kind of hard to always be brought to the brink of, oh my God, I don't have anything. How am I going to get food the next day? Am I going to die? Am I going to make it? That's what I recently have gone through with like not having a dime, not having a dollar this whole entire month because what was done in my car, and then going and getting the wrong repair. Someone wanted to scam me again. So it's basically like it's hard to always have to live your life like constantly just like on the brink of it. And the thing about it is like these people have always gotten to live comfortably. They've always gotten to relax. They've always gotten to have comfort. They've never had to like go hungry or starve or be uncomfortable. And like I've even had it where they laugh at me, like they've laughed at me and like laughed at how I'm poor and how like, oh, like I can imagine how hard it is for you being homeless and like making fun of you and stuff like that. And then it's so crazy because it's like, and this is what makes me like kind of feel a certain way I do about the New Testament, because it's like the New Testament talks about like being kind to the poor, helping the poor. And the thing about it is 95% of Christians hate poor people. They will not help poor people. It don't matter if you're white or black, they don't give a crap. And that's the thing about it is it says, like, basically it's like here I see this New Testament and I see all these things that it says for these people to follow, to love one another, to not hate one another, to love one another, to help the poor, to all of these things. And the sad thing about it is only a few people follow it. It breaks my heart because it's like, it's so sad. Like most all Christians are fake. There's only a few, there's only such a small number. There's only such a small number that are actually good, that are actually following those good works. And I can say to myself that, like, they may practice, it all depends on how they view Jesus. They view him as the actual God, but if they are doing good works, like helping the homeless and actually doing good, it's kind of like, okay, well, can I be too angry? But, the thing about it is it's just, I guess it's just all like, so strange. I just had to realize that there's like two types of Christians, and there's just only, it seems like only a really small number that actually care for homeless people, actually help homeless people, actually help the poor. And it's kind of like, I look at people like Joel Osteen, these people that have all of this money, that are all really financially well off. They've never been uncomfortable. They've never had to go without food, a home, or struggle, or any of that. And yeah, to me, it just really, it is disheartening. It is disheartening. It is sad to see all of the hatred for the homeless that there is, when it's like, this isn't even my fault. Like, basically, these people have housing, they have resources to house people, but they just don't do it. They build all these apartments and all of that. And the thing about it is, I'm waiting for God to bring a tornado and knock down all these luxury apartments. All these apartments that are sitting empty, that they can make affordable housing, that they can help people, and it's kind of like all this destruction that Yahweh is bringing and about to bring. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for what is to come. And I'm watching it. And I'm going to continue to watch it. I'm going to continue to see what happens. And I'm going to continue to keep faith and know that Yahweh is working. This is undeniable proof that Yahweh is working, that Yahweh sees what is going on, that Yahweh's vengeance is coming. And going to Malachi on how the Son of Righteousness, how basically like we will trample these people underneath our feet, those positive verses of the end times. How basically the evil is going to be destroyed. They're going to just wither away. They're going to be completely scorched. They're going to be completely gone. So so tornadoes, fires, earthquakes. I really want to warn also, before I leave this live, is to really warn people in California. Be careful, because there was an earthquake. I think it was a couple days in Mexico, an earthquake in Mexico. So if there's an earthquake in Mexico, like with that fault line, the San Andreas fault line, and all the pressure that's in it, if there's an earthquake in Mexico, that could hit a plate that can set off the San Andreas. So when I heard about that earthquake in Mexico that just happened, I think it might have been last week, it could have been the week before. That's when I'm like, okay, you got to really watch out right now at this point. Get prepared. Have shoes always by the bed if you're in California, and get ready, because these earthquakes, you have to understand, some of them will come in the middle of the night. Because I was in Northridge 94, and that came in the middle of the night. Like, my parents woke us up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, like, get under the table, get, all that. So just understand that an earthquake from Mexico can easily set off that San Andreas fault. It really can. So that's where, I would say have stuff prepared in the vehicle. That's what I was telling my family. Get food in the vehicle, blankets, flashlights, survival supplies. Put it all into the vehicle if you live in California. All those survival supplies, put them in the trunk, sleeping bags, pillows, everything. Dog food, pet food, have all of that in your vehicle, and have shoes right by your bed. If an earthquake starts in the middle of the night or whatever time, get the F out of the house. That's all I'm going to say. Get the F out of the buildings, get the F out of the house. If you live on the second floor or high rise, that's kind of where it's going to get difficult. So just get prepared, because that's all it's going to take. Is, like I said, just an earthquake next door in Mexico to set off that plate, a plate to shift to hit that San Andreas fault. So that's what I just sensed, and that I feel, and that I saw, and I was like, oh well. So so that's just my thoughts on that. I honestly left California long ago, because I was feeling a vibration like an earthquake was going to come. Like, I I feel things. There's a lot of different things that I feel energetically, and I felt something was, yeah, wrong. So let me check the time real quick, and then I'm gonna get ready to pop off here. Okay, it's 7:09. Hopefully I think it's cooled down a little bit outside. Yeah. So yeah, the one thing about this heat is sun. The sun is not going to. None of these um pestilences, none of these, judgments and stuff like that is going to hit you unless it's intended to hit you. Some of the people that these pestilences and these judgments are hitting, though that's judgment for another generation. Like for instance, okay, Mount Evans, this Evans guy killed a lot of Native Americans. They renamed the mountain Blue Sky. Stuff like that. There's bloodlines. The thing about it is Yahweh works through bloodlines. So if you read the Old Testament, basically Yahweh he will curse bloodlines. He will destroy entire bloodlines. That's why he was able to basically, I think it was the firstborn sons of Egyptians that and the Jews had to put blood upon their doors. They had to spread. They had to do everything Yahweh said to do to protect them, because basically just overnight, all their sons were killed, murdered. They were murdered, died in their sleep. Yahweh is extremely powerful, very very powerful. There, like I said, there is no. I mean, you can tell me all different names. You can tell me Jesus. You can tell me Jehovah, but Yahweh is the one name. That is the one God. And that it. Period. And yeah, I am watching and I'm seeing how these pestilences, yes, they are. So unfortunately, yes, there are younger generations that these pestilences, these viruses, all of this stuff is going to hit, and that is a punishment for their bloodline, which was involved in enslaving, murdering, killing, and stuff like that. So this is how it is going to work. This is why I'm telling you about the ticks, the alpha gal, that this is affecting specifically the colonizer's bloodline, because now it's like what God is doing is He's making it so they cannot eat beef anymore. They cannot eat the animal that they have brought here to farm and to colonize and to be a lazy motherfucker and put an animal. You have to understand how disgusting this shit is now. Like, I'm serious. Like, when you go past these cows, where they keep these cows, oh my god, the smell is so fucking. Oh my gosh. I'm starting to smell it even just thinking about it. When you go past these farms and these cows, you can see the shit padded to their ass. It is so unsanitary. First of all, it's unsanitary. It is disgusting and it's unnatural. So you got to realize, like, being able to being not able to afford meat isn't as bad as you think, because the truth is, this isn't the food that we were intended to eat. We were supposed to eat hunted meat, and that was it. They took away all of these hunting lands, killed off all the buffalo so we could not sustain ourselves. They killed so many animals and took so much of this natural environment and turned it into a matrix so that we had nothing to survive. So like I mentioned, these pestilences, this stuff, that's how it's going to be, because God is basically trying to remove it. He is trying to cleanse this out. So eventually, what will happen is here's what the new America is going to look like. I'll give you a little model, a little bit of a explanation of what this new America is going to be. Everything is going to be destroyed that is not natural. Let me just give you a cap, or a whole, not recap, but a whole explanation of what's going to happen. Everything's going to be destroyed. All these buildings are going to be destroyed. Not one building is going to withstand. All these buildings are unnatural. It's not intended. Everything that is man-made, plastic, all this technology, all of this stuff is going to be gone. God is going to flood. He is going to create earthquakes. He's going to create destruction. All this land is going to be returned into a whole blank landscape. And the one thing that's kind of interesting that I've noticed is, okay, so Colorado has done this stuff where they have reintroduced wolves. They are also trying to reintroduce buffalo. That is something that I think is great. I think it's amazing. And the one thing about it is, as they have reintroduced these wolves, ranchers and farmers have gotten pissed. They are so mad. Because the truth is, farming and ranching is all unnatural. It is not the way it was intended to be. America is survival of the fittest, land of the free. It never was meant for these people to come here and sit up here and set up these pens with all of these shitting animals sitting on top of each other. You should see these fucking cows and all their shit padded to their ass. Do you know how much animal abuse these cows go through every single day in these pens for these people to eat beef? So much. So much. So much. Like that's why I don't even really eat beef, because when you realize and you understand the kind of conditions that these animals, so basically what America used to be before this colonizer came, it was a clean, beautiful land, raw landscape, fresh, pure water, buffalo everywhere grazing, buffalo, prairie dogs, all of these animals, until this devil came and destroyed everything. Now, here's where the big turn comes, and this is what they call the reset. God is about to take away everything that this devil has established here that isn't natural in the first place. Americans, we would not be fat, we would not be obese, we would not be sick, we would not be ill if we were living the way that we were supposed to live. So everything's about to be regrafted and reshaped. They're going to lose all their technology. Every building, every home is going to be gone. If you cannot live among this land without plastics, electronics, materials, you're done. You're done. You're finished. The time is here now. A lot of people don't even want this stuff in their lives. There's some people that are like me that, I could go without a phone. I don't give a fuck about this shit. I don't need any technology at all. I don't need any of this stuff. I can just be in nature. Those are the people who are going to survive. Because that is what Yahweh wants. That's what Moses did. And remember with Moses, remember when the slaves, they were, one of them was crying out, hey, damn, now I want to go back to the slave master. I want a peach. I want, we could have had food. But the thing about it is, Yahweh ended up delivering. He ended up delivering them manna from the sky. He ended up, so the thing about it is, my people have to realize that there is power in the wilderness. Yahweh is in the wilderness. Yahweh would never forsake us in the wilderness. We are forsaken in this matrix, though. This matrix is completely alien and is not natural. Completely alien. So all of this stuff that is alien is about to be removed. This is where I'm saying how there's going to be a war, because these people are, Yahweh is about to make them live permanent. They're just not going to do it. They don't want to do it. They're gonna get ready to kill everybody. This technology is not of God. A lot of these churches, they use the technology. That's why I won't go to church. I'm not going into churches because it is not outdoors. It is not in the earth. They're using big screens and technology. Instead of people just getting out and getting into the wilderness and just listening, getting somewhere quiet where there's water running and there's trees, and just listening to what Yahweh is telling them. Instead of going inside of a building and being inside in the dark and all that. And here I am. I'm speaking to you from a building, but it's like, I gotta get this message out in a way that it's quiet, because it's loud out there with all the wind and stuff. So yeah. So Just do the math on these pestilences, do the math on these viruses, do the math on these parasites, and realize that every single one of these things is from Yahweh. I'm looking at this RFK Jr. guy speak. He's like, he can barely talk. He's like, oh, we got this cyclovirus under control. There's been many lives that have been lost from the cyclovirus, but we have confirmed it's from the lettuce. Oh. Yeah, you better look at that motherfucker's skull. That motherfucker's an alien. He is not human. He's not. Like I said, a lot of this isn't really about being black or white. This is about being fucking human. And like I said, every single day they're stealing our water. They're taking our water. Like, you have to understand how, you gotta understand how easy it is for these aliens. They got everybody under control. Everybody under control that can't see through this shit. Oh, they got everybody under control. The biggest way that they are distracting you while they take all of this water, okay? They're distracting you with the cost of gas, the cost of food. They're stealing from you that way. They are robbing you. They are robbing all of us. So meanwhile, we're in this state of chaos on what's going on in the news. We're in this state of chaos about race. We're in this state of chaos about all this stupid shit, the war. And I was just thinking the other days, what if everybody just got together? We all marched to these data centers and we burned them the fuck down. But the thing is, nobody's really thinking like that. Nobody's really thinking like that. If we took one day, if we set one day, August 6th, for example, August 5th or something like that, a day, and we said, worldwide march out to data centers. And then we fought back and started destroying them. I mean, if it's all of us, we could definitely fight it. But the thing is, they don't want us to organize. They want us all battling each other. Focused on what we really need to focus on, which is the water. So like I said, there is nothing on this earth that is more important than water. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We all need to get focused. We all need to wake up. We all need to get ready for this shit. I don't care what race you are. I don't care who you are. This is about the water. What we need to do, here's what we need to do. We need to start weeding these motherfuckers out. We need to start finding out who is an alien, because the thing is, you gotta understand. These people are walking around appearing human, but they don't drink water. You need to start paying attention to who you're around, and you need to pay attention to if they drink water or not. Because if they don't drink water, they're most likely not human. You best to start paying attention. I have met several of these demons. They don't drink any water. They also don't shower. Some of these are demonic entities or parasites on this earth, looking like you and me right now. They don't drink any water. They don't bathe. Or they'll very rarely take a bath or something like that. They hate water. They reject water. You have to understand that a lot of this also going on with the lack of water and lack of moisture usually denotes curses and demonic activity. Demons need heat. Demons thrive in the heat. This is why they have that saying, well, hell froze over. Because in Ice Age, the thing about it is, y'all are so crazy. Basically and I'll just give you all a little summary. So I grew up in California. I grew up where it's really hot. All the demonic shit, all the bad energy, I grew up where it was hot. But the thing is, it got really bad the past years I lived there. And that's like, let me escape this drought. I'm getting the hell out of here. And moved to Colorado. First I moved to Wyoming though. That was the first time I ever saw a real winter. That's the first time I ever saw a real winter. There was no one from California. It was quiet, it was peaceful, and the more and more that this snow has stopped, the more and more these demons have taken over, and the more and more these demons are here. And the thing about it is, I have prayed to Yahweh. I prayed, Yahweh, please, can you just let it fucking snow? Can you let it snow for weeks? Can you bring back? Because we all know here in the Rocky Mountains that usually when there's a snowstorm, it lasts. When I first moved to Wyoming, the snowstorm would last for a whole week. There wouldn't be any sunshine. But a lot of this has to do with these demons. These demons are responsible for why this heat is here. These demons are responsible for why there's a lack of water, why there's rain. They hate snow. They hate water. I'm looking at comments on CBS Colorado where people are saying, well, I don't want it to snow. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing here in the Rocky Mountains? These are the kind of people that we need to get out. These are the kind of people that we need to get out now. And this is what I've been saying years upon years ago. But it doesn't even matter because it's big. This is bigger than that. Canada's on fire, way north, hot like this. And I was talking to someone the other day, and I told her, I'm like, well, it's not lucky out here because Billings was 116 degrees up in Montana, and she's like, wow, well, you would think that it's north, it should be cooler, which is what I thought, which is why I moved to Montana, because I'm tired of not having a winter. And it's like, yeah, 116 degrees up there. So it's worse, it's hotter up in Montana than it is fucking here. And I'm like, so we're just, everybody that I talk to in Colorado, we're just so baffled. We just don't, it doesn't even make any sense. But I know where this all started. And I know what's causing it. It's all overpopulation. There's too many people. And it has to do with all the building that they're doing. It has to do also with the data center. It's several different things that are causing this drought. On top of the fact, all the racism, a lot of racism, a lot of hatred. So this drought is, there's nothing that I can do. Because like I said, I prayed. I even was considering maybe if we could get a group together and pray that it snows, but no, it's beyond me. I can't stop Yahweh's judgment. If this is what Yahweh's going to do, is he's going to burn and scorch everything, that's what I honestly would prefer there be an ice age. I would prefer that these people, it's too cold, these people freeze to death. That's what I would prefer. I would rather have there be an ice age. I would so rather there be an ice age and all that. So yeah. So so that is what I really would like. I just want an ice age. I want this shit. I want there to be snow where it just keeps snowing and it just doesn't stop. That's what I want. I hate driving in it. That's the only thing I hate. But I want it to stop. I want it to snow and for it to not freaking stop. But I have to deal with whatever Yahweh is doing. This is in God's hands. It's not in my hands. There's nothing I can do about it. But yeah. So that is my message for today. I'll probably go live again some other day. I'm just like, just suddenly decided to go live, because I'm like, I have to study room and everything. So I'm like, I'll go live and talk about this. Because when I just see this tornado, I'm like, I know that tornado's from Yahweh. I know that tornado's from Yahweh. Yeah. So, so I don't know where that cat went. I just saw this pregnant cat. It looked pregnant. It had I don't know, like the nipples or whatever, I don't know, it's this cat I saw. So yeah. So anyways, I've been in here just killing time talking with y'all. Shoot. I just even me, I don't even want to feel the heat. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. It doesn't mean I can't survive it. I can handle it. I can be out in it all day, but it's just I hate it. I hate heat. I don't like it. But I already know, we know that the evil is responsible for this shit. Evil ones are responsible for this shit. And this is what I guess that has to be done to clean it up. And scorch wood, whatever ways Yahweh is working. I just sit back and I just watch Yahweh work. That's all I'm doing. I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch Yahweh work. Watch Yahweh continue to work. Just get ready to get your popcorn out. Although I know I'm not supposed to eat seeds. I don't think popcorn works well with me now because I think I get breakouts when I eat popcorn. So like yeah, even though I like popcorn, those popcorners and shit is good. Yeah, yeah. So I'm really prepared. I'm prepared for this. I've been prepared for a long time. Like I said, these aliens put me through these simulations. They abducted me and all that. So I'm kind of prepared for what is going to happen. I just don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Um, the gas is currently $3.98, I believe. Here, some places it's about $4.05 for the gas. So, you know, basically it's like, well, I mean, I'm surviving this matrix. I'm gonna stay in my job. I'm gonna save up money, and all that, and just keep working. But it's like I know. I mean, I do know the truth. I know. I've already walked away before. I've been out in the wilderness and all that. But the only thing is just like if there is really a sign that I need to go in the wilderness, like something, it's like yeah, I need to go. But yeah, I've been in the wilderness for the past years, and unfortunately, basically, it's like financially in this matrix. Yeah, I've had to get a job. I've had to make it every day. I'm trying to survive in this matrix too. And unfortunately, like we're born into this. We're born, and basically, it's kind of like basically. Um, when everything is made a blank canvas, which is about to happen soon. I think I honestly was happy with my past life. I was happy living in a hut. I was happy with no buildings. I was happy with it just being wood, rock, water, and that was it. And being able to go to the beach, live a leisurely, comfortable life. And because I have chosen to live that life as much as possible, this devil's trying to destroy me. They don't want you to be free. They don't want you living free. They don't want you hunting. They don't want you self-sustaining. They want you under control, under complete control. And that control is getting deeper. That control is getting stronger. I am watching lakes completely dry up. I am seeing and feeling stuff I've never felt before in my life. I've never felt this heat before in my life, and I know that something is wrong. I know that something is coming. I think we all know something is wrong and something's coming. And I know that for years I've talked about something is wrong and something's coming, but y'all, this time, for real, this time I believe is now. This is like we really are in a revelation. We really are, and I know it's been like for the past years, kind of like, well, when is, but now it's like, okay, this is like, yeah. So that's what I'm going through. It's just kind of trying to deal with this heat, and it's basically like, yeah. So I'm in a process of like, I'm trying to figure out. I think I might be better when I'm fasting and just drinking water in this heat. That's what I think, without food, because I don't have an appetite really, anyways. So I'm trying to kind of experiment and see, like, okay, what is better? What is the best? What's the best diet? What's the best way to eat? I just, yeah, I'm just like, dang. So, trying to still navigate that. I'm still trying to figure it out because it's like, just having water, eat too much water and no salt. It's like, I don't know if I should just drink salt water or I don't know what to do, but I feel better more so when I'm fasting. And then if I could get good quality meat, I notice that I feel better. So, yeah, I'm still trying to figure this out. But I hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone is like handling this heat well. Because like I said, I mean, I feel kind of like I'm being I'm being a little weak because it's like, man, I mean, every day Well, I mean, I got that kind of like slight heat stroke a little bit in Denver, you know, because I didn't eat anything. I don't know. I just got like really sick. I didn't feel good. So it's basically kind of like, I mean, now my body's adapted to it now, I'm adjusted to it. But it's kind of like, I don't know. I just want ways to feel more comfortable, like more used to it. But it's kind of like, basically like, yeah, I've had to adjust to it. But it's like, I know it kind of just basically like messes everything up for me to be inside because basically it's kind of also the same thing kind of in the winter. So in the winter when it gets really cold, and then like if you start getting used to a heater, then it's like you're not really, it's kind of gonna F you up. So like I'm kind of a little bit effing myself up like in the library like every day with this heat. Instead of like, you know, getting out there and getting more adapted to it. But the only thing is it's just like this really is like the desert. And it's like I don't know, it's just it's different. I don't know, but then it's kind of, well, this is the high range, but it hits differently. I honestly think when I look back at our group in California, like I've been in Nevada and stuff like that, and I don't know. Well, actually, in California, when it would get hot, I would start feeling my kidneys. I was getting kidney stones a lot. I kept getting kidney stones. I had to go to the, you know, and that's kind of when I started to feel. I felt like I was feeling it here. Or I don't know, but I think it was maybe the bacteria from the ocean that I would get sick from too. And then, yeah, I don't know. I just always got sick there. So I just know like the desert, like desert heat, I don't know, it feels kind of different. I mean, when we would go to Palm Desert, yeah, I guess we never really would like stay out in it. You'd just be out in it a second, and then we would go to a hotel, go, you know, but I don't know. It's just, it just is like, this is crazy. I mean, I need to learn more about the high plains because it's like, I don't know, you know, maybe there are cicadas. Like, I don't know, I guess it's like a desert. So, but then, yeah, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are telling me it's never been hot like ever. And looking back at other summers, yeah, I think I was in Denver in the summer and it never felt like this. So I'm still trying to do the math and I'm just still trying to like figure this out because I know I've been in Colorado, yeah, in the summer it never felt like this over here. And I don't think I remember hearing cicadas. I don't think I remember hearing cicadas. So then I'm trying to figure out, like, do you guys know, are there cicadas in Denver? Are there normally cicadas in the plains, like in Greeley and like stuff like that, like where you hear these cicadas in the trees? So I wonder if, like, did those fly in from the desert, like from New Mexico or something? Or is that something that's usually here in the summer? Because the thing is, usually I'm usually in the mountains all year round. So this is all kind of new for me. So if you guys know, like, let me know. Give me some answers because I mean, but then somebody had told me that like basically we have had I don't know we've basically had 100-degree days for like 16 days now. I think it's more than 16 days or something like that. So it's been like a record. So I've never felt anything like this in my life. So I'm just really like I just don't know. I'm trying to just figure it out. I'm gonna try to do more research because I've done research on the high plains and it's saying it is kind of like a desert out here. That it is. I don't know, but I never thought I would be like in a desert in the summer. Like, oh boy, oh gosh. So yeah, but I guess I'm adapting. I guess I'm getting used to it. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna log off of this and well, I'm going crazy. Okay, hold on. Do you know how annoying this is? How I hate the way that this is. Like my shirt. I don't know. I just feel like I look so bloated. So I've been really bloated. Let me see when I stand up because it's so annoying. Because okay, when I sit down, I don't know. It just drives me nuts. But I've been so bloated. I'm trying to see on this camera. I don't know. I'm just like really bloated right now from all the water. I've had to like I just feel like, man, I'm going crazy right now, guys, because I can't go to the gym because I gotta pay this like gym bill. But yeah, I hate these pants. Like, basically, like I'm going crazy, guys. My metabolism is destroyed from the Depo-Provera shot. So like that's something I'm also trying to work through with Yahweh, is like trying to heal this because I took the Depo-Provera shot. It's messed up my hormones. I still haven't gotten my period, and I think the last time I got the birth control shot was in April. So I'm just kind of like I just want it out of my system, and I think I don't know. It's kind of annoying because I'm kind of getting like breakouts a little bit, like my period's going to start. And the one thing about it is, okay, so the Depo shot completely clears up my skin. Like I get bad breakouts before my period, so I'm trying to figure that out. Um, this is so crazy. There's a police officer that is going down the street like back and forth, back and forth. It's so weird. It's so strange. I don't know, it's really freaking weird. But yeah. So my metabolism is like really effed up. But the one thing about it, I think also, guys, okay, so like I noticed that everything has gotten messed up with my health since this drought. I am so depressed, so embarrassed, and so humiliated how my body is, how my skin is, because of, first of all the wind, all the heat, and then not being able to fish anymore. So like I stopped fishing and I stopped foraging once this drought started about 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, I stopped because I'm like, well, I'm not going to do this earth any more harm. I'm not going to, I see idiots who are out, like I told you, that they're fishing when the lake is so low. Like, why would you still do that? Why would you still hunt when animal populations are low? There's no food. There's all this drought. So, like, basically, my health has gone downhill because I used to go fishing, used to have trout, and like I think it's my thyroid too because it's like basically this weight just it's like I have hypothyroid. So like I don't eat shellfish, so it's very rare that I eat fish because I'll be honest, I used to eat shellfish. So I used to love it. I like it. Shellfish is good, but it makes me sick. I'm very allergic, so I need to find a way to like get omega. I've tried the omega 3 supplements, but those end up making me break out, and then it's just kind of like with fish, I'm not really too much a fish fan. Fish, fish fan. I'm not too much of a fan of fish. Like I have to be in the mood for it. Like it's kind of like I have to be in the mood for it. I would say that maybe I'm like in the mood for it like once a week or less. Sometimes I only eat fish like man, like maybe once a month, and I know that that isn't good because I know I used to eat more, and then I was thin. Like I was so thin. Like oh my gosh. So I think that's the biggest issue. Is like yeah, I can't really get the nutrition that I want and that I need because of the prices of everything. Because like there was this salmon I really wanted. I wanted this salmon so bad. It's like oh man, I just can't. I can't like afford it. I can't pay for it. So it's really taken a toll on me. I am so depressed because basically it's kind of like I just feel like there's kind of nowhere really that I could do what I used to do, like being able to fish, being able to forage, being able to, and it just breaks my heart. I had my health, I was like the best health. My hair was so long, I was so healthy, and it's basically just like this whole land has just been completely destroyed. So I'm just at a point where I'm just like, just burn it the fuck down. Like I heard other people commenting saying that too, just burn it all down by now. Or do bring the destruction, just bring it already because I'm being destroyed, the animals are being destroyed, the earth is being destroyed. Like how much longer are we gonna deal with this? So there's times that I do get frustrated and that I talk to Yahweh about this. Like I just wonder, like when are you gonna? I'm tired. I've been waiting for a long time. I have Armageddon fatigue. I am ready for Armageddon. I'm ready for all this to end. I've been ready for years. I've been ready for years. And it's kind of like it's hard for me at times because it's like this heat makes me so depressed. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't want to live where it's hot. I grew up in the desert. I left the desert, and now the fucking desert is here because of all this overpopulation, all this overbuilding, and it's just so sad. It's so so sad because I just miss. I miss the snow. Like I look at pictures of the snow and I'm just like, man, it's all gone. Like, I look at these old pictures when I look on Google in Colorado and I see all that snow and I'm just like, yeah, I just feel so cheated. I just feel so robbed. And it's not even my fault. It's all these people cause all this climate change. And I'm just like, man, so I better go get something for dinner. I better go get something for dinner. But yeah, that's just kind of it's just what I deal with every day. Like every day, I kind of I'm trying to stay strong through this. And it's kind of like it just is like I moved for a better life. I moved to get away from the heat, from the desert, and then now it's but it yeah, like I even moved up to Montana to get away from this heat and this and everything, and then that ended up being where it's even hotter there. Okay, the library's about to close, so I'm gonna get ready to go. Yeah, they gave a library warning, but thank you guys all so much for being here with me. Thank you guys for your likes. Thank you guys for commenting and watching my videos. I know like I said, I'm just trying to kill time to kind of like not even go out in that heat because the truth is like this shit is scorching. This shit is no joke. So yeah. Um so I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I hope you guys have a great day.